Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Her Inspired Mind podcast. This is your host, Rebeka Fillmore, and I want to help you out with something today that is going to help you to go from feeling overwhelmed to having an abundance mindset. So, if you've ever felt like there's just not enough time, that you don't have enough energy, that there's not enough opportunities available for you, then this episode is for you. So, I'm going to help you to shift from a scarcity or overwhelm mindset to a mindset of peace and abundance. So, my personal mission again is helping women to align their faith and their mindset and to walk in their purpose. So, the true trap of overwhelm is that it's a mindset that often stems from fear of not being in control or wanting to be perfect. And there was a time where I constantly felt overwhelmed because I had so much on my plate. I wanted to do so many things, and I always felt like I never had enough time. Have you ever felt that way? Well, I want you to know that you're not the only one. And because I was able to get from that overwhelmed and scarcity mindset, feeling like I didn't have enough time, to being in control of my time, I want you to know that it's possible for you. And it is something that I've helped countless women that I have coached as well to overcome. So the reason why it's important that you change this mindset is because this mindset can block your creativity, your clarity, and your peace. It can also block opportunities from coming to you. So, one thing to keep in mind is that overwhelm isn't about how much you have to do. It's not about how much you have to do, but it's about how you think about what you have to do, right? And how much time and energy you think you have. So, it's just really a perspective shift. So, the first thing I want you to recognize is maybe some core limiting beliefs that you may have. Limiting beliefs sound like I'll never get ahead. There's not enough time. Other people have it easier than I do. And I'm just not ready yet. I still need more time to prepare. So I wonder what are some thoughts that come up for you when you feel stuck or anxious? All right. So this is going to be an interactive podcast episode. So I want you to grab a paper and pen. And if you're listening to this right now while you're driving, make sure that you re listen to this episode when you get home and go through this, right? Because the more awareness you have of where your mindset is and what your thoughts are, then it's going to help you to shift from the mindset of scarcity and lack and overwhelm to having a more abundant mindset, which is going to bring you more peace. Okay. So there was a client that I had one time that she just felt like overwhelmed. She had a business, she had children, she had a husband, she had a household to take care of, and she just felt overwhelmed most of the time. And because she felt overwhelmed most of the time, she felt like she wasn't moving her business forward in the direction that she had to do. So, one of the first things I had her do was to take inventory of how she was spending her time, how much time she was spending on her business. Was she, putting in time for herself? Did she have a lot of time to spend with her husband and her children? Right? Because a lot of times when people say, I don't have enough time, I feel overwhelmed, is because you're not planning ahead. You're just waking up and you're just kind of flying by the seat of the day. And then the next thing you know, at the end of the night, you're like, oh my God, I didn't do this, I didn't do that, and still have that to do list. And it just keeps running over into each day. And you just kind of feel like you're just running all the time, but you're getting nowhere. So by her then taking inventory of her time and scheduling those blocks of times where she was dedicating solely to her business, not cleaning her house, not doing things for the kids, not scrolling on social media, She was able to then feel more at peace because each day when she woke up, she knew exactly what it was that she was going to do. So that's one of the things I want to help you with today in this episode is that, you take control of your time, and that way you're not going to feel so overwhelmed and burned out. So know that it's not that you don't have enough time. It's just you have to take control of it, right? So it's going from that, scarcity mindset to gratitude, right? So focus on what's already working. Like, do you have some things in your life that, a schedule? Maybe on Mondays you're cleaning the house, and then on Tuesdays you're spending the whole day working on your business. On Wednesdays, you're volunteering for an hour at your son or daughter's school. So be grateful for the time that you do have and what you get to do, and then go from there, right? And so a lot of times too, the overwhelm comes because we're trying to catch up with other people's success and where they're at, right? We're comparing ourselves to, oh, well, she does the same kind of work that I do, but she's, doing this and doing that. But that woman might not have a husband and children. She might be a single woman. So of course she's going to have more time. Or that woman might have kids, but maybe her kids are older and they're more self-sufficient. Or maybe she has more people helping her with her kids and supporting her, right? So stop comparing yourself because that's not doing you any good. But celebrate what other people are accomplishing because those wins that they have are proof of what is possible for you, right? I always say, like, if somebody else is doing it, that means that it's possible for me. And that gave me a confirmation the other day from God as I took a 30-day social media reset or detox. The book that I picked up and the course that was leading me in this social media detox is, her name is Allie Smith, and this is the book Social Media Reset. And he showed to me something that I wasn't expecting. So the way that I even found this course was on Right Now Media, which is a Christian media platform that gives you different Bible studies, different courses for different things, depending on what you want. And I was looking for one because I wanted to spend more time with God. And he kept directing me to the social media reset. And I'm like, Lord, I can't take a 30-minute break. I have a business to run. I have to be on social media. And he's like, no, this is the one. So he brought it to my attention again. And on the links underneath the course, of course, was her website. So I go to her website and I just started to cry. And I'm going to tell you why. So her site is called Wonderfully Made, and she helps women and young girls to know how wonderfully made they are. She's also a speaker and a writer and a coach. So she basically does everything that I do, but she's been doing it for 20 years. And God was telling me, he's like, I'm showing you what's possible for you. And so in my obedience, by taking that detox, God revealed something to me that maybe I'm not where I want to be yet. And I'm not reaching as many women as I want to, but it is coming. Right. And so that's an example of celebrating other people's wins as proof of what is possible for you. And the third part of the mindset shift of going from a scarcity or overwhelmed mindset to an abundance mindset is replacing your fear with faith. So instead of being afraid that it's not going to work out, ask yourself, what if God's plan is better for me? What is God's plan for me? What big of an impact am I going to be making? So don't go from, is it really going to happen? Am I really going to make it? Am I going to actually accomplish what I'm setting out to do? Because if you're asking your brain those kind of questions, it's going to come up with answers because that's just the way that our brain is set to be. If you ask a question, it's going to try to come up with an answer. So instead of asking negative questions or limiting questions, ask yourself abundance questions. Okay. So if you, again, focus on what's working for you and what's available to you, celebrating others' wins and using that as proof of what is possible for you, and then shifting from those questions of from a fear, but going to a faith perspective. If you do these every day, it's going to start to shift your mindset. So, one of the things you can do is journal these questions, right? So, what if God is preparing me for something bigger? Write that question and then write about how you're going to feel when that thing happens. Write affirmations, right? So, I am walking in my purpose. I am an abundant woman. I am attracting opportunities. Write those affirmations and repeat them every single day. Take time to visualize that life and all of those things happening that you so desire and start to feel grateful already before they even happen. And you're going to start to embody all of these things and you're going to see how you're going to feel more at peace. You're going to have more clarity of what you should be spending your time on and you're not going to feel so overwhelmed. So, I want you to do a mini exercise and you're going to reframe and replace, right? So, what you're going to do is write down a limiting belief that you've been thinking about lately. Okay. So, for example, I don't have enough time. So, write down that limiting belief that you don't have enough time and then ask yourself, is this absolutely true? Is it true that you really don't have enough time? Or are you spending time on the wrong things? Or are you not planning ahead enough? Right. So, write it down with an abundance mindset. So, like if you say, I don't have enough time, say, I am learning to use my time wisely for what matters most. All right. So, I want you to say that and just feel how that feels. If you say, I don't have enough time, that feels like it just feels heavy, right? But if you say, I am learning to use my time wisely for what matters the most, there's just a sense of peace in that. There's a sense of grace. There's a sense of gratitude when you shift that perspective. And what I want you to do is repeat your new thought daily this week. Okay? So that way you're going to get rid of that limiting belief of lack that you don't have enough time to I am learning to use my time wisely for the things that matter the most. Okay? And every week you can do this. Every week you can write down a limiting belief and rewrite the abundance of that limiting belief. Right. So I want you to, remember that abundance starts with awareness of where your thoughts are going and what your thoughts are. And then being intentional about renewing your mind by rewiring your mind with those negative and limiting beliefs and putting positives. And as you continue to do these exercises and start to think of more abundance, you're going to see how you're going to feel more at peace, more clarity, and more centered, right? So I hope that this episode was helpful to you. And make sure that, if you need to listen to this episode a few times, do so. Again, if you didn't get to do it right now because you're at work or you're driving or, whatever it is that you're doing, make sure that you do this. And let me know how it goes for you. Tag me on Instagram. I'm at Rebeka Fillmore. On Facebook, Rebeka Fillmore. And on TikTok, Rebeka Fillmore Strategist as well. And you can also email me, Rebeka at RebekaFillmore.com. And, if you're wanting to go deeper and you just feel like you just need someone to walk with you, I want to invite you to book a complimentary Elevate and Align strategy call with me. You can send me an email at Rebeka at RebekaFillmore.com. And if you're in a leadership position and you have employees or, just people in your organization that you want to empower them to take control of their time, to shift from feeling overwhelmed to having a more abundant mindset, I am open, as well as I'm offering lunch and learns to help organizations. You can email me at rebecca@rebecafillmore.com. All right. Make sure that you leave a star rating and review for this episode, and also share it with someone that needs to hear this message. Thank you for listening in, and I'll talk to you guys soon. God bless.